News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
At Healthcare Partners Medical Group, our mission is to provide the highest quality of healthcare to each and every patient. With 5 locations in Pahrump, we are local doctors you know and trust. We want to thank you for choosing us. Quality care starts here.
Pahrump Nugget, Progressive Cash Drawings, Mystery Point Multipliers, Mystery Gift Days, Extra Cash for 4 of a kinds, Bingo, Bowling, Football, and Food Specials. Looking for constant action? Look no further. Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino.
Pahrump's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Welcome to News 46's Weekend Review, your #1 source for local news. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Zach Fuentes for News 46. A 49-year-old woman was killed on Highway 160 around 8:15 p.m. near Spring Mountain Motor Speedway. We would like to advise you that the content we'll be showing may be disturbing to some viewers, though we have blurred out the victim's photos.
It's hard to determine why a person would be walking near the roadway on the outskirts of town in the desert next to Spring Mountain Motor Speedway. The Nye County Sheriff's Office has issued an official press release regarding this accident. According to the Nye County Sheriff's Office report, a female pedestrian was walking along State Route 160 and was struck by a civilian vehicle, causing the pedestrian to be laying across the southbound travel lanes. Subsequently, the victim was struck by a Nye County Sheriff's Office vehicle that was traveling southbound. The Nevada Highway Patrol took over command of the accident scene last night via their major accident investigation team. The Nye County Sheriff's Office deputy is on administrative leave. Her name is being withheld at this time. The deputy's identity will be released on Friday, according to the report by the Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Tony DeMail and the Nye County Coroner contacted the Clark County Coroner's Office after the accident and requested them to conduct a post-mortem forensic investigation on the deceased victim. Nevada Highway Patrol Trooper Hickson reports that the woman was reportedly walking down the middle of the highway wearing dark clothing when she was struck by the white 2000 Dodge pickup truck, which was traveling north on State Route 160. She has not been positively identified, nor has her next of kin been notified. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. The body of 22-year-old Pahrump Marine Corporal John Luke Bateman arrived at Nellis Air Force Base on Thursday night. Bateman was killed with his fellow Marine while working on a generator. Both men were electrocuted. Bateman was a 2007 graduate of Pahrump Valley High School and also a member of the Junior ROTC. About 10 family members and a platoon of airmen volunteers, the base color guard, and 7 white-gloved Marines met the plane on the Nellis tarmac. The Marine's body has been transported to his home here in Pahrump for the services. Bateman is the first Nevadan to die this year in military operations in Afghanistan.
Well, detectives from the Nye County Sheriff's Office Narcotics and Street Crimes Unit conducted an arrest of 2 adults at 4340 Homestead.
Arrested were 58-year-old David Roy Sutton and 54-year-old Susan Adelaide Hiller, who was a former Department of Family Services employee. Narcotics and street crime units had probable cause to arrest Sutton and Hiller for manufacturing methamphetamine prior to arriving at the residence. A search warrant was served inside the residence. Detectives discovered multiple packages of methamphetamine, methamphetamine pipes, and a variety of controlled pharmaceutical pills, such as clonazepam and amphetamine capsules. Also discovered was a methamphetamine laboratory. The items from the meth lab included all the necessary equipment to conduct pseudoephedrine extraction process, such as a hot plate, distilled water, gas line antifreeze, a powder-stained blender, and a coffee pot, and a large amount of cold medicine containing pseudoephedrine. Other items discovered were funnels, Drano, iodine crystals, coffee filters stained with red phosphorus, and a large amount of what is known as binder, which is the waste left behind after the pseudoephedrine extraction process. Sutter and Hiller were booked into the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center for manufacturing methamphetamine. However, both will be charged via criminal complaint with the charges of maintaining a residence for the purpose of narcotics, trafficking, methamphetamine, and conspiracy to violate the Uniform Controlled Substances Act. Nye County Hazmat was called to the scene for cleanup as well. They are both being held on $5,000 bail. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. One person is injured in a two-vehicle T-bone collision at Highway 160 and Mesquite. Well, we're here at Highway 160 and Mesquite, where a two-vehicle T-bone collision occurred this morning just after 10 a.m. We're going to speak to Nevada Highway Patrol Sergeant Carlos Rivera.
We do have a two-vehicle accident. We have a green Chevrolet pickup truck that was westbound on Mesquite and was attempting to cross on State Route 116. We have a silver Toyota vehicle that was traveling southbound 160, and the driver of the green pickup truck failed to yield right away and crossed in and struck the left side of the silver Toyota vehicle.
We had one transported?
That is correct. The driver of the silver Toyota was transported prior to my arrival on here. She was transported here locally.
So that's a T-bone collision that we're seeing right here, right now?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
And we had Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue arrive on scene as well?
That is correct. Right now they are on scene right now, and they are helping us out right now with traffic control right now until we get some tow trucks out here to get the vehicle and everything cleared up from here.
Any other possible injuries?
None at this time right now. I don't know the condition of the driver or the female that was transported. I have been told that she was conscious, she was alert, but at this point I don't have any other kind of medical updates on her.
We also had a ranger on scene.
That is correct. We do have a ranger out here on scene, and he's also providing some traffic control for us as well too. And we just want to also just make sure that people wear their seatbelts and make sure that they're not talking to their cell phone or texting us all as well. That make sure we're following the laws and make sure we give enough cushion time when we're crossing intersections and all that nice stuff.
Do we know how many occupants were in each vehicle?
We had one driver of the green Chevrolet pickup truck, and we had one driver of the silver Toyota.
We'll be issuing a citation?
Yes, there will be a citation issued for the driver of the green Chevrolet pickup truck.
Well, earlier this week it was pretty windy out there. We caught up with Lieutenant Anita Smith from Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue to get a rundown of last weekend's wind damage events.
Well, as you may know, this weekend was a wild weekend as far as winds are concerned. We're going to speak to Lieutenant Anita Smith from Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue.
We did. We had that early, about 8 o'clock that morning.
Nobody was in the vehicle?
No. The reports came out as a rollover, but there were no occupants there when we got there.
That person took off then?
That's assumed, yeah.
And were we able to locate him, or we don't know?
No. The police and the fire department both gave big efforts to try to find somebody in the vehicle, and there was nobody around in the area.
I know that we had a lot of high winds this weekend, which caused havoc all over town. Give us a little rundown of what happened this weekend.
We had quite a few wind calls. We had a carport that had unlodged from its base and flipped up into power lines. VEA came and shut the power down and removed that from there.
That was on Bunch Street, right?
That was on Bunch Street, yeah. Across the road from that, we had another tree that had fallen, actually a limb of a tree that had fallen on top of a house. So we made efforts to cut that off the roof and make it safe for the residents to re-enter.
I noticed that you guys did that very slowly, piece by piece, taking it down so that he wouldn't have any damage to his roof. That area seems to be like a little bit of a wind tunnel, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's strange that those would be right across the street from each other. So apparently something went through there, pretty good wind blast or what have you. But yeah, our main goal was not to create any more damage to the house. The house was pretty lucky. The gentleman was lucky not to have any damage to the roof. So our goal was to take it down slowly and safely and just make sure that we didn't create any more damage and get it out of the way for him.
What was the end result of that carport up into the power lines? How did we get it down and secure?
Actually, VEA handled that because it was in the power lines. So they removed the carport and used their bucket truck to take that down and place it back on the ground on its back.
What other reports do we have?
Oh my, we had a couple of brush fires that day. I'm not sure how they started exactly, but the wind causes a big problem with the brush fires, obviously. It spreads them very, very quickly. But we were able to get there quickly and get them under control. As well, we had a lot of roof problems. We had 2 incidences where unsecured tin roofs were coming off of structures. And that becomes a problem because they just become a sail. And once they come off the structure, they can hit people, other houses, structures, cars. So they can do a lot of damage.
The wind really gets up underneath that aluminum roof on some of those mobile homes there. The nails don't seem to be very long as well.
Yeah, the problem is with some of the older model single wides and that, it's the older houses and the older structures, and the roofs just aren't they've taken this beating for a long time. Yeah. So they just become weak, and they eventually, just come up. So they just need some extra care and attention to secure them down.
We've had some issues with carports in the past, maybe people thinking that they don't need anything to secure them down. What is recommended for securing those carport legs down?
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm not a construction worker, but, I would say at the minimum, you're going to want to concrete that in and maybe do some lag bolts into the concrete to secure that well. The problem is carports are literally just a sail out here. If they're not secured really, really well, the wind can get a hold of them, and then up they go. We have some pretty good wind blasts out here that creates havoc occasionally.
And not only dangerous for humans, but dangerous for the rest of your property.
Absolutely. When they become a sail, the wind will catch them and they'll just fly, and whatever's in their path, they'll destroy.
And a chase ensued between deputies and one suspect who allegedly stole an Xbox from Walmart. 32-year-old Aaron Taylor was taken into custody after a lengthy chase down Betty Street to wood chips through neighborhoods, finally ending in a field on Barney and Mesquite. He is facing charges related to failure to stop, reckless driving, burglary, larceny, injury to other property, petty larceny, violating basic speed, too fast for conditions, DUI, driving on a suspended or revoked license. The suspect is said to have had 4 to 5 other DUI-related arrests. He's being held in over $40,000 bail at the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
We spoke with Town Manager Bill Kobarger about the town assessment.
Yes, there was approximately 115 people there. It was a very good turnout. A lot of people came. Some businesses were there. They all had some really good communications and talks afterwards. And one of the most impressive things that I saw while walking around the room was that people were exchanging numbers. They were exchanging information and saying, hey, let's continue talking about these areas in the future. So that was very positive.
Are we going to be implementing any of these things or looking to implement any ideas that people come up with? Or are we waiting for them, like they said at the assessment, to have the citizens kind of start implementing things on their own?
Well, we're going to be looking at all the categories that they brought up, and my understanding is they're getting more ideas from the citizens and actually creating several committees. So we will be participating, and we will be anxiously awaiting what those committees come up with.
Some of the people that attended this meeting, it was interesting to see who the crowd was out there. A lot of, for lack of a better word, movers and shakers in town. Some of the people who are actually heads of different businesses and who are developers. People who actually have the power and the want to implement some of these things.
Well, you're talking about the people who actually make a difference in doing what is right in Pahrump because they have a business and they rely on Pahrump growing or doing what's right for them to continue their business operations. So yes, they do want to be involved and they want to see infrastructure brought to town. They want to bring more jobs into town because not only will they compete with those jobs, but it'll bring more people into the town, which will help their businesses out.
What do you think about some of the things that they were talking about with the town and the county getting along and the lack of decorum?
You've been at town board meetings, and we have seen a lack of decorum. And it's always the same people over and over and over again. That happens. That's up to the town board to handle, and I believe this town board's been trying to do that. Mr. Darby, as a chairman, has been trying different things, and you got to give him credit for that. As far as the town and county getting along, the staff does get along, and people don't hear that, but we communicate on a daily basis. We talk back and forth. We recruit companies together. We work on problems together. So we are doing what we're supposed to do as staff.
And our CES wrap-up continues. We check back in with Joel White from Kodak, who talks about another one of Kodak's new point-and-shoot cameras, the Playful.
Joel from Kodak, and we're going to ask you a few questions about the new cameras that you have. Can you tell us what the camera is called and some basics about it?
Sure. This is the EasyShare wireless, so it's the Kodak M750 wireless camera. And the really cool feature about it, it's a great camera. 5x zoom lens, 16 megapixel capture, large capacitive touchscreen. But what really differentiates this from every other Kodak camera we have is this one can share and it can do it wirelessly from anywhere. So I'll show you how it works.
Okay.
So I'll go out and capture some pictures and go into play mode. Touch the share button. It will bring up a menu, and I simply just tap on the site I want to use. The check mark will show up, and when I'm ready to send, I simply hit the share button. And the camera will look for a Wi-Fi network. If it finds one it can connect to, those pictures will get sent to Facebook. But the cool feature is I can now share from anywhere, even if without a Wi-Fi network. All I need is a smartphone. So I simply touch the Use Mobile, and now what the camera's doing is it's acting like a router. It broadcasts its own network. And if you have a smartphone, an iPhone, an Android phone, or a BlackBerry, you simply connect to the camera's network, and you run the Kodak EasyShare camera app, and then these two devices will connect together. The pictures from here that you want to go to Facebook will move into your camera or into your smartphone, and then will disconnect from the camera and connect to your smartphone's outbound connection, and those pictures will move through your phone to Facebook. So when I'm out hiking or traveling, don't need any Wi-Fi, all I need is a phone that has a connection to a network, and I can share from anywhere. Other cool features of the camera and its Wi-Fi capability is I can take any picture on the camera and copy it into my smartphone, and then store it in my photo library permanently, use it with any apps I might have on the phone. I can also take this camera if I'm out with friends and they have our app. They can try and connect to my camera's network, and I can allow them in as a guest and share pictures with people who are around me using the wireless properties of the camera.
Fantastic. And the best part about it is the price point. You want to talk about that?
Sure. It's $169 is the price, and it will be available end of April or May.
Gynecologist and obstetrician Dr. Alex Norton spoke to us at Healthcare Partners about his specialty.
I'm an obstetrician gynecologist. I've been coming to the Pahrump for about the past 8 years, and I enjoy coming out here and serving the community. There's a big need for a good obstetrician gynecologist here in town.
The Healthcare Partners, you come from Vegas. Do you have an office in Vegas as well?
Yes, I do. I have an office in Vegas. I come to the Pahrump Clinic on Tuesday mornings, every Tuesday morning.
Wonderful. And do people need to go through their medical doctor to see you, or should they call you directly?
They can choose to go through their medical doctor, or however they can call my office in Las Vegas to make an appointment.
And so tell me a little bit about the profession. I know that OBGYNs are not just for women who are expecting, but everybody should go see an OBGYN. How often?
Yes, a woman should see a gynecologist. I also do gynecology at least once a year for an annual exam and screening, pap smear, do cultures, mammograms, and other women's health needs. For
children, for teens, what age do you recommend that they start seeing a gynecologist?
ACOG recommends start seeing a gynecologist at age 21. However, if they're sexually active, they could be seen sooner. So once it becomes sexually active, it's recommended that they come in, make an appointment, and see a gynecologist, like myself. And for preferably STD screening, and other. Also, HPV vaccine. We have a vaccine called Gardasil that's available for women before they become sexually active.
So that is really a groundbreaking vaccine, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And it's going to save many lives.
And here's Kay at Jackson Hewitt with your tax tip of the week.
Tax tip of the week is brought to you by Jackson Hewitt Tax Services.
Good morning. It's Kay with this week's Jackson Hewitt Tax Tip. Remember, when you're compiling your paperwork to prepare your taxes this year, whether you do them yourself or whether you have them prepared, don't forget about your interest statements. You may have had just a slight bit of interest at the bank, but you still need to report it. You may have belonged to a plan at your work that you received dividends on stocks, or maybe you're in a stock plan and you have dividends or interest on one of your stock plans. You do need to report that income to the Internal Revenue Service. You may say, oh, I only had $3 interest, I don't need to report it. But let's just be safe rather than sorry. You don't want the IRS to think, well, they hid $3, so what else are they hiding? Let's be upfront with this whole tax return. It's not going to hurt you. It's going to help you in the long run. Thanks again. That's Kay for Jackson Hewitt's Tax Tip.
Tax Tip of the Week is brought to you by Jackson Hewitt Tax Services.
James Gregory tells you all about the prostate cancer support group held at the Pahrump Senior Center.
Yes, we do, and we meet once a month at the local hospital. What's the name of it?
Desert View Hospital?
Yeah, Desert View Hospital at 6 o'clock on the fourth Thursday of each month. We had Dr. Brian Lawenda scheduled to come out this month to present for us, but something came up and he had to cancel out. So we're rescheduling him along with Dr. Vogelzang, who has been out here about 3 times before and presented at the Senior Center. And they both are outstanding doctors.
I know that Dr. Vogelzang is your doctor, but he also has just a whole bunch of information about prostate cancer and what to do, and how this is really something that a lot of men don't come out and talk about or get support for, but it is such a common disease.
Yes, that's correct. Dr. Vogelzang, he spends about half his time flying around the world meeting with doctors, scientists, laboratories, drug manufacturers. He's one of the 2 that I know of, people in Las Vegas who do control clinics for prostate cancer, and I think he does breast cancer, maybe something else. But he is what they call a world-renowned doctor, and he's the best. He's my doctor. He's been out here before 3 times. Like I said, he's left a real good impression in Pahrump. And we've had a good turnout, over 30 people at each of his presentations, which is good for a small town this size. So we're set up for him and Dr. Lawanda to come out in April, the 4th Thursday. I believe it's on the 26th or 28th. And that should be a really great presentation.
And what time is that at?
That'll be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday.
And one of the things about prostate cancer, that the fact that men don't talk about it or talk about symptoms or go get checked on this is something that if you're wondering, if you want to go and get some information, this is why that this disease is such a killer, isn't it? The support groups do a wonderful job for people who have been diagnosed or who are in that maybe stage. It's a great place to gain information. It's a wonderful place to meet people who are going through some of the same trials that you are, and it's self-reassuring. I've been fighting advanced aggressive prostate cancer for 17 years now, and I'm lucky that I've had the best doctors and just the right place at the right time to still be here, as a matter of fact. So yes, this is we do a great service to the community, and we need people to show up for our meeting. We can do great things in the community, but we've got to have people show up to our meetings. And again, our meeting is on the 4th Thursday of each month, with the exception of November and December, because that's holidays. And if you would come out and support us, I don't mean money support. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. We don't beat people over the head, give us money, but we'll leave a pot out probably if you want to drop off a few bucks. That's up to you.
Well, grow your own and learn how to at the University of Nevada Cooperative Extension on the corner of Calvada and Dandelion.
Yes, we have. It's a brand new series, 8 classes starting February 8th. It's $15 per class, or 8 classes for $60.
It's part of the Master Gardeners program?
Not at all. This is for anyone who's an advanced gardener, a beginner gardener. It's something that's going to help you learn how to start your garden and grow, and topics include composting, raised bed gardening, edible landscaping, preserving your harvest. It's a wonderful new series that we have.
This is really important out here, especially at this time. Economically, it's really a plus too as well.
It is. In fact, so many people come into this office trying to find out what to plant, what grows. Our soil is unlike anything across the country.
And so much fun as well.
It is. It is. And in fact, we have a lot of youth that garden. We have a demonstration garden here. We have a 4-H garden.
There's some facts about gardening and how it helps your health as well, too.
Well, it is. You know, it's just with our farmers market, we have many growers here in the valley. They don't use chemicals. They use manures. It's just doing it properly. You don't have to buy it at the grocery store.
And exercise as well.
Oh, yeah, wonderful. Gardening is a wonderful way to exercise.
And stress relieving. So people can come to this class. You don't need any qualifications. You can find out all about it. I know that we have a garden here on the campus of the University of Cooperative Extension, but this is an indoor class, right?
Yes, it is. In fact, it's in our office. It's a via video conference. You can come in. We have the registration forms here. You could pay for it. And the classes start February 8th, 6 to 8 p.m.
Wonderful. Perfect for people who work.
Yeah.
For more information, who can they call?
They can call this office, 727-5532, or we're located on the corner of Calvan and Dandelion.
Well, we're still going to have a lot more to come with News 46's Week in Review, so keep it here.
Pahrumps' most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather, with Deanna O'Donnell.
Welcome back to News 46. Here's Ginger Tyra with your First Move Fitness Tip of the Week.
Hello, I'm Ginger, personal trainer, certified sports nutritionist at First Move Fitness. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you that size really does matter. Portion size, that is. You can lose weight eating many of the same foods you've always loved to eat if you just reduce the size of your portion. It only takes a couple seconds to look at the packaging and see how large one serving size is. Did you know that with most of your cereals, a half a cup is a full serving? If you aren't measuring your servings, you might be eating 3 to 4 times what you should. Now think about the many food products that you may be eating too much of now. There are 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. So realistically, if you reduce the size of your portions and start exercising, you will easily lower your caloric intake by 250 to 750 calories per day. And that will quickly add up to losing a few pounds per week. It's not rocket science, it's a simple math. I can help you with a food and exercise plan to lose weight and be healthy. Come see me at First Move, where the first move is yours.
Here's Mr. Movie Phone with a review of the movies hitting theaters this weekend.
Happy weekend, everybody! Well, this week at the movies, it's men stranded in the snow, a man stranded on a ledge, and a woman who's left her career stranded. But we'll get to that. First, it's a long and dangerous journey in the gray.
Somebody will find us. They gotta know that plane went off the radar.
Nobody's gonna find us. Not here. We figure out what way is south and we start walking.
Liam Neeson and a group of roughnecks are stranded in the Alaskan wilderness after their plane crashes. All they have is their determination to get them through blinding blizzards, the perilous terrain, and wolves who want to eat them. The real deal, it's not exactly black and white. The Gray is a drama horror story of survival and as chilling as the frozen Alaskan wilderness. I'm in! But be sure to stick around until after the credits. Only if you want to know how it ends. Sort of. Up next, with one of the most literal movie titles of the year, a man is prepared to jump to his death in Man on a Ledge.
Today is the day that everything changes. One way or another.
Sam Worthington is a disgraced cop who escapes prison only to step out on the ledge of a New York high-rise. Does he really want to die? Or is this part of an elaborate plan to prove his innocence? Also starring our Elizabeth Banks and Ed Harris. The Real Deal, a tall tale of a heist movie and a towering misfire. If you buy a ticket to Man on a Ledge, you'll be the one taking the leap. I'm out. In an equally improbable scenario, Katherine Heigl is going after criminals. in one for the money.
Stephanie started a new job. Yeah, she's got a gun. Oh! Put the gun away, Ma.
Based on the best-selling books, Heigl is a down-on-her-luck Jersey girl turned recovery agent for her cousin's bail bond company. Armed with only an attitude and pepper spray, it's a comedy of errors as she tries to catch the company's biggest bail jumper. The real deal? Seriously, I think I'd rather take a shot of pepper spray to the face than have to sit through this movie. And as luck would have it, no critics' greetings. Everybody wins. I'm out. Now remember, for your showtimes, your tickets, my 6-second reviews, so much more, go to MoviePhone.com or call 1-800-777-FILM. And if you want to drop me a note, it's Facebook.com/MrMoviePhone or tweet me right at 6-second reviews. So have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you at the movies. Back to you.
So you're going to go out there and see some movies this weekend? I know you always travel out there.
I would like to. I don't always get to travel there to see movies, but there's a lot of good ones coming out.
I'd love to be able to travel and stuff and go anywhere else, and I have to stay here in town and try to cover a thing. You have to cover for me one day.
I will. Well, just can't survive without Deanna O'Donnell. That's why you can't live.
Oh. Well, here's your news across Nevada with me, Deanna O'Donnell. I'm Deanna O'Donnell, and this is your news across Nevada. The Nevada Democratic Caucus was held Saturday. Dems from all over the state organized to support their candidate for president, President Barack Obama. More than 12,000 volunteers across the Silver State gathered at 118 caucus locations and 1,553 precincts to organize and discuss what they say is President Obama's vision for a job-creating economy that's built to last, one where hard work pays, responsibility is rewarded, and everyone does their fair share and plays by the same rules. And speaking of President Obama, he visited the UPS Customer Care Center in Las Vegas this morning, where he says his administration will open a large swath in the Gulf of Mexico for oil and gas exploration and development. Obama is discussing the sale of the oil and gas drilling leases for nearly 38 million acres in the Gulf and promoting a highway corridor for vehicles running on liquefied natural gas. Foreclosed homes made a higher percentage of residential sales in Nevada from July through September than any other state. 57% of the state's home sales during the third quarter of 2011 involved foreclosed properties, nearly triple the 20.4% average nationwide. During the quarter, 13,992 foreclosed homes were sold in the state, slightly more than 13,858 sold in the second quarter, but 24% higher than in the third quarter of 2010. The average foreclosure sale price in Nevada in the third quarter was $116,101, 23.7% below the average sale price of homes that weren't in foreclosure. Nationally foreclosed homes carried an average sale price of $165,322, which was 34% below non-foreclosure properties. Nevada is only one of 4 states whose legislative body meets every other year for a total of 120 days. The Legislative Commission's committee to study the structure and operation of the Nevada legislature is conducting a study with some members advocating annual sessions. They held their first meeting yesterday to get a rundown on lawmaker compensation in other states. Nevada's 63 lawmakers make about $28,000 per session in salary and per diem. The number of lawmakers in other legislatures? New Hampshire has 400 members in its assembly. Annual sessions would require a change in the Constitution. The legislature will have to approve it in a consecutive session, and then voters would get an up and down vote. That means the soonest it could go into effect is 2018. A new release by Jim Henson's company adds a new meaning to political puppet, the presidential puppet from the state of Nevada. Marvin E. Kwasnicki is a turquoise farmer from Tonopah. He came on the political scene about a month ago with a sales pitch to America based on good old-fashioned quick fixes and oversimplified proposals. Kwasnicki is a product of Jim Henson's company, Henson Alternative Division, which creates and markets more adult-themed characters than the Elmo, Ernie, Bert, and Muppets that are part of the family entertainment mainstream. I'm Deanna O'Donnell with your news across Nevada.
Nye Communities Coalition cut a red ribbon with the Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce at their location on Wilson and West Street.
All right, thank everyone for coming out. What a wonderful turnout. We are here at Nye Communities Coalition with our board president, Tom Metcher, and this is their brand new multi-purpose building. And officially, they've been a member for a while, but this is their brand new ribbon, so we want to do their official ribbon cutting. So at this time, if you guys would like to cut the ribbon.
All right.
Tom. All right, there we go. Ready?
And hang around here because Tom's going to cut some cake.
All right.
Right. It's been a great event. We had a lot of people turn out, so we're really excited about having the chamber come out here and have the ribbon cutting with us. We've been actually moved in for a few months now, but this is our first opportunity to have our open house and have a ribbon cutting, so we're very excited.
Why is this building so important to the community of Pahrump?
Well, the coalition itself has been functioning in Pahrump for close to a dozen years now, and this really is an accumulation of years of hard work and dedication, especially our great director Stacy Smith and her dedicated staff. I mean, they're always working so hard behind the scenes and doing all the things that so many organizations and nonprofit agencies and service agencies around the community benefit from. That this is just really a great day that kind of ties it all in over all this hard work over a long period of time.
Nye Community Coalition is an umbrella for so many nonprofits here in the community, including this building right here. We have Pahrump Valley Youth Association.
Right. The Youth Association did use it this last summer for the summer programming that they had. The coalition is just that. It's a whole lot of organizations, individuals that all join together. And believe me, I appreciate Tom saying that it's the hard work of the staff, and we do all try to work really hard. But by and large, the growth, the activities that the coalitions have been able to do, the accomplishments that we have, could not happen without all the members that belong to the coalition. The school district being willing to lease this facility to us and let us have this to conduct coalition activities. If they weren't innovative in their thinking with that, we wouldn't be where we're at today. So we've got great partners in this community.
Speaking of the activities, what do we have going on here right now?
Well, today's the open house dedication of the campus itself. Like Stacy said, it's an accumulation of a lot of hard work over a long period of time. So it's just a great time to celebrate the acquisition of this area and thank all the partners that came together to make it happen.
And all the booths here are all partners with Nye Community Coalition?
Right. There are partners, there are members, so they are the coalition. The coalition is not the staff that do the work, it's the membership. And so all of these guys are what make up the coalition.
How can people find out more about Nye Community Coalition?
Well, we meet every month on the third Wednesday of the month. I think the lead phone number here is 537 2323. Okay, so that information, of course, is better through Stacy than myself. But there's a lot of departments and a lot of different services here as well. So that's the main number, and then of course could be distributed to many other areas.
Once again, we want to congratulate Nye Community Coalition on the new building. Give them a call if you have any questions about what services they offer and how you might get involved at 537-2323. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. And we caught up with Jan Lindsay from RSVP.
Yes, we did, and we had several guests who are interested in becoming RSVP respite volunteers.
This is an important thing to do.
It is very important. We're seeing a lot of dementia in its many forms here in the community, and respite volunteers go in to provide time away for the family caregiver.
It's so important for these volunteers to come in, but it's also rewarding as well.
It is rewarding, especially when they've been on their first assignment and see how desperately they're needed, and it makes them feel good to see the caregiver getting a break and coming back with a smile on their face.
It's really important because what you're talking about is family members are with their loved one 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Sometimes they need a break for their health, for the health of the patient, and just for just to go and run errands, do whatever they want to do, go have lunch, anything, just to give a break.
Exactly. Sometimes they haven't had lunch with a friend or gone shopping with a girlfriend, or the guys haven't gone out golfing with anyone for a long, long time because they don't feel they can leave their loved one at home alone. And if they do sneak out for a few minutes, they feel very guilty, and so they dash back home again. And unfortunately, approximately 60% of caregivers die before their loved one.
Before the person that's actually ill.
Yes, correct. And then the loved one ends up in some kind of a facility, which is very costly for the community at large.
RSVP actually sends out retired senior volunteers, and that's what RSVP stands for, Retired Senior Volunteer Program, to help out with respite care, as well as all sorts of other volunteer positions. And I know they have a stipend mileage for transportation.
Yes, we have a driver transportation program where a volunteer will take a senior to the medical appointments primarily. When we have enough drivers, we will take people shopping, to the bank, the library, and there is a small monthly stipend for that as a thank you. And for the respite volunteers, there's a $175 a month stipend and unlimited mileage reimbursement.
Wow, that is fantastic, and so much rewarding things for a person who's going out and volunteering, helping the community. We also have a telephone tree as well.
Yes, we do. We have telephone tree people who do wellness checks, and it could be on a weekly or more often as needed basis, depending on the condition of our client and how often they would like to interact with one of our volunteers.
How can people find out more about RSVP if they need to use the services or if they want to volunteer?
They can call me at 751-5282, and I will get back to them.
Caught up with country artist Sam Riddle, who stopped by the KPVM studios to speak to us.
Yes, they will be showcasing my brand new Las Vegas-based band. I've been out on the road for a little while, and now I'm back here in the area, and I got some great local guys, and I have my first free show will be here in Pahrump, Nevada, at Patty's Pub, and that'll be a lot of fun. It'll be on Monday at doors open at 8 o'clock, and the next one will be next Friday down on Fremont Street at the Las Vegas Country Saloon, and that's a free show too at 8 o'clock. So make sure you come out and see what the next big thing is here in town.
Good. So everybody who enjoys the show Monday can go down to Vegas on Friday and see you once again. How long have you been singing for?
Well, I've been singing my whole life. I mean, it's definitely runs in my family. It was kind of just ingrained to me, and once sports kind of took over, it kind of put music to the side. But I knew that this was always what I was meant to do. So, I'm trying to bring it to as many people as I can as fast as possible. That's why I want to do these free shows before things get to the point where you got to pay to come see it.
Pretty soon, I'm sure. Are you a Nevada native?
I am not. I'm a Montana native. I'm originally from Missoula, Montana, and I now live here. And I have family scattered all over the place here in Las Vegas and Pahrump, and there's a lot of Montana people around here that come out and support the show. So it's really fun. But I consider myself a local when it comes to Las Vegas. I've been here for a while. I have a house, home here, and it's it's my second home really, and I love it.
Wow. So you have a CD out and a video as well. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Mm-hmm. The new CD is called Chip Off the Old Block, and it's available now on my website, which is samriddlemusic.com. Also available on iTunes and CD Baby, Amazon.com. You can find it all over the internet. And the video is for one of the singles off the album, which is called Hey, which is just a real fun song. And the video takes place in Las Vegas. From what I hear, it's going to be aired on CMT and GAC here very soon. So keep a lookout for that. But check it out on YouTube. And definitely check out my website at samriddlemusic.com. You can see everything I'm about is on there. And videos, pictures, music, whatever you need. Even a brand new T-shirt. So make sure you get that.
Well, so is there any other upcoming single releases, video releases, anything that we should be on the lookout for?
There's a lot of things that are going to be coming up this coming summer, but right now the goal for the band is to find a home in Las Vegas. This 27th show is also being used as a showcase for many of the major venues in town. They're all coming to see, and I'm going to be taking in offers to see where it would be the best fit for my band to build the local following that I'm looking for, and be a great place to showcase the show before we take things out on the road eventually.
If you would like to view the entire Sam Riddle video, go to KPVM.TV or KPVM's YouTube page.
That's exciting. What an exciting interview that was, and his video is really...
It was. He's very talented.
And really great that he was out here in Pahrump.
Exactly. We'll be seeing a lot more of him, I'm sure.
Well, it's the second annual Valentine's Day dance. This time it's to benefit kidney patient Jeff Dennis, who desperately needs money for medication in order to receive his transplant.
Well, last year I started because everybody in this town are about my age, or of course they're all younger than me, but anyway, and it's the kind of music we like, and it puts a little class back into what we want to do.
Where's this going to be held at?
It's at a West Hotel and Casino.
And the proceeds are benefiting a person here in town who is actually looking for some money for some medication for a kidney transplant. Who's that?
Jeff Dennis. That's what we heard about it. So some of the proceeds will definitely go to Jeff. And Tom Seid is the one that got a hold of this gentleman. And Tom said we had an 8-piece band last year, and he said these are equally as good.
We were talking about Joe Darrow Trio, and Tom Seid is also going to be a special guest.
Right. Yeah, Tom's going to be right here with us, so that's a big plus for us. So we'd like to have everybody come. I'm very sorry. I talked to Willie Bear today because it's conflicts with CASA, which bothers me, because we were for CASA, that, at our benefit show. But she understands, and we'll work together on it. In fact, I'm sending 2 of my showgirls over there to when the people come in to greet them.
Wonderful. So this is going to be the second annual Sweetheart Dance, and it's going to be at the Southwest. What day?
February the 11th. At what time did we put? 7 o'clock.
Tickets are how much?
$15.
This is a great thing to do for your sweethearts, to take them out to this dance. What a wonderful event.
That's right. And the men get all dressed up, and it's very nice to see them in their tuxes and their nice suits. They growl a little bit, but they look so handsome.
How can people find out more information or get tickets?
The tickets are on sale at the door. There can be some at the door, or me, of course, at 727-7011. And they are, I don't know how many we got left, but it's going fast.
And if you would like to help Jeff Dennis, you can go to let me try that again. All right. I could muddle over it. If you would like to help Jeff Dennis, go to helphopelive.org or donate directly to Jeff Dennis. Or you can call Sue Dennis at 702-513-2299. Well, that's all, folks, with News 46's Weekend Review. Some of the weekend events include, what's really exciting is Derek Jordan. Everybody knows who he is. He plays guitar. He's a teenager. He is actually playing at the Off 160 Coffee House. Okay. That's Saturday night at 6 p.m. It's going to be a great little show, a little acoustic set, and you can have some great coffee. You love their coffee, don't you?
Yes, I do. It's a great artist and a great venue.
It's going to be a great event. So 6 p.m. once again at the Off 160 Coffee House. That's in next to the Saddle West parking lot right there. And you just have some fun and have some coffee. Have a good time. And we'll see you again here next week. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
And I'm Zach Fuentes for News 46. Have a great weekend.